Here's the hilarious thing. Rollback netcode isn't new. Like, ancient shooters used it. Do you think that when you played Doom, when you pressed a button, it would wait to move your character around until everybody playing got that command? No. You ran an independent instance of your game, and if you got desynced, it would roll you back. That's what things teleporting around is all about. If you or your opponents are teleporting around the screen, that's because the two games got desynced and needed to sync up again. That's rollback netcode. We have had rollback netcode for decades. We just haven't implemented it into fighting games until recently. Part of that is because online fighting games in general are a very recent development, comparatively speaking. And the leading fighting game developers were in Japan, who were very stubborn about using rollback netcode because Japan's internet infrastructure is better than ours, and you could play anywhere Japan to Japan with delay-based netcode pretty well. Not to mention, Japan as a culture still has a very big arcade scene. So there were a lot of games being played in person rather than from your living room, and that changed during the pandemic. You could tell because, like, the first major Japanese-produced AAA fighting game that had rollback was Guilty Gear Strive, which only came out, like, a year and change ago. American-made games like Killer Instinct and Mortal Kombat and Skullgirls had rollback netcode going all the way back to 2012. And GGPO, one of the first instances of it for fighting games, was first made in 2009. Prior to GGPO, rollback netcode was being used in other genres back to the 90s. Rollback isn't new. It's been used in other genres for a very long time, but it was primarily used in games that were developed here in America and secondarily in Europe, and it's only now that Japan is starting to adopt this technology for more international game releases. Japan is a leader in the industry when it comes to video games, but they didn't make the same games we did. They weren't as big on shooters. Japanese games were not as big on needing seamless multiplayer interaction. The exception of fighting games. So there was just no market pressure to get them to invest into rollback until now. This was not so much a technological thing, but a cultural and economic thing. Because as far as what other games are suited for rollback, nearly all of them already have it. Isn't that just fucked up?